Welcome back to another episode of DB Sports NFL Edition. We are going to have a recap of Week 7 in the NFL. We are slowly starting to figure out the teams who are going to be the number one teams and the teams who unfortunately are going down. But it was a good week of football. I don't think we could ever really have a bad week. My Niners again lost. God damn it, they just look like they're struggling this year. Ayuk going out of the year with a torn ACL. What can they do? But let's start off with 3-3 Denver Broncos versus 2-4 New Orleans Saints. Denver Broncos winning 33-10 over the New Orleans Saints. We had Bo Nix, 16 for 26, 164 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Spencer Rattler, 25 for 35, 172 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Felt like I had a little more hope in the Saints, but with Carr out, it's just a little bit of it's a little hard for them because most teams don't have a very good backup. But let's see how long Carr will be out until when he returns and see if they can bring back the Saints. Bo Nix looks very good, in my personal opinion. He looks pretty good. I feel like Denver Broncos won't really be contending into another year or two, but they look like they might be a team that will be like second division and maybe sneaking into the playoffs, doing decently okay. We had the 5-0 Kansas City Chiefs versus the 3-3 San Francisco 49ers. We had Patrick Mahomes, 16 for 27, 154 yards passing, 2 interceptions, which is kind of crazy that they're 6-0 now, and he's leading the league in interceptions, and they're not playing personally their best ball at all, but they're still 6-0, which is very crazy. Brock Purdy, 17 for 31, 212 yards passing, 3 interceptions. When you play the Chiefs, you have to play all four quarters of good football, good defense, score as pretty much in every position you can. You cannot let them get the mistakes. You can't make mistakes against the Chiefs. If you make mistakes, they will score and just blow you out, which that ended up happening into the fourth quarter, which I always say they're the Steph Curry Warriors with football. In that fourth quarter, they just start going, and it's very hard to stop them. But we had the 1-5 New England Patriots at London versus the 1-5 Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars winning 32-16. Drake May, 26 for 37, 276 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, 15 for 20, 193 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Jacksonville Jaguars not looking like the best team this year. A lot of people had a lot of high hopes for them, and they didn't do very much this year. And New England's New England, truthfully, it's not much for them. But we had the 1-4 Tennessee Titans versus the 4-2 Buffalo Bills. Buffalo winning 34-10 over the Tennessee Titans. Rapport 25 for 24, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interceptions. Josh Allen, 21 for 33, 300 yards passing, 23, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Buffalo Bills looking pretty good. It just came out. Buffalo Bills look like they're going to acquire Hopkins from the Tennessee Titans. That should be a nice little. It's not the Tennessee. It was actually Kansas City Chiefs. They got him, not the Buffalo Bills. So I know that came out. We had the 4-2 Tennessee Titans. Keep going. They just got the Hopkins. 4-2 Houston Texans versus the 4-2 Green Bay Packers. Green Bay winning 24-22. That was a really good game because it's 2 future teams. We had C.J. Stroud, 10 for 21, 86 yards passing, no touchdowns and no interceptions. Jordan Love, 23 for 33, 220 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Wait on to the next game. We had the 3-2 Philadelphia Eagles versus the 2-4 New York Giants. Saquon Barkley's comeback game to New York when after they let him go. Justin Hurts, 10 for 14, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Barkley did go for 17 carries, 176 yards 106 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Daniel Jones, 14 for 21, 99 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Philadelphia winning 28-3, destroying them. We had the Detroit Lions, the 4-1 Detroit Lions versus the 5-0 Minnesota Vikings. Detroit winning 31-29. We had Jared Goff, 22 for 25, 280 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sam Darnold, 22 for 27, 257 yards, 59 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. We had the Seattle Seahawks, the 3-3 Seattle Seahawks versus the 3-3 Atlanta Falcons. Seattle winning 34-14 over the Atlanta Falcons. Geno Smith, 18 for 28, 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kirk Cousins, 24 for 35, 232 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Seattle looking like probably going to be the number 1 team actually in our division, with the Niners being second. We had the Cincinnati Bengals, the 3-3 Cincinnati Bengals versus the 1-5 Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow, 15 for 25, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Watson, 15 for 17, 128 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Cincinnati Bengals winning 21-14. Cincinnati on a little bit of a streak. Miami Dolphins won. They're 2-3 Miami Dolphins versus the 3-3 Indianapolis Colts. We had Dolphins go to 17 for 13, 87 yards passing, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Anthony Richardson, he came back 10 for 24, 129 yards passing, no touchdowns and interceptions. And then his Colts winning 16-10. We had the Carolina Panthers, the 1-5 Carolina Panthers versus the 4-2 Washington Commanders. And they only did 11 for 16, 80, 93 yards, 2 interceptions. Their quarterback got hurt. Daniels got hurt, so Mariota had to come in. 18 for 23, 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Washington, even with their starting quarterback out, still looked good. Came in doing very well for himself. We had the 2-4 Las Vegas Raiders versus the 1-4 Los Angeles Rams. The real LA team versus the team that really they don't want in LA. Meant you had 15 for 34, 154 yards passing, 3 interceptions. Matthew Stafford, 14 for 23, 154 yards passing, no touchdowns, 1 interception, with the Rams beating the Las Vegas Raiders. We had the New York Jets, the 1-5 New York Jets versus the 4-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers winning 37-15. Aaron Rodgers, 14 for 39, 276 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Russell Wilson came back in this game. They put Cousins down. I guess Russell Wilson's calf is finally good. 16 for 29, 264 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. We had the 4-2 Baltimore Ravens versus the 4-2 Tampa Bay Bucks. Baltimore Ravens winning 41-31. Lamar Jackson, 17 for 28, 281 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Baker Mayfield, 31 for 45, 370 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That was our Monday night game. Second Monday night game, we had the 3-2 Los Angeles Chargers versus the 2-4 Arizona Cardinals. Herbert, 27 for 39, 349 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Murray, 14 for 26, 145 yards passing, one touchdown, interception. Arizona winning 17-15 in that one. And that was our recap of Week 7. Let's get into our predictions for Week 8. We had the Minnesota Vikings, the 5-1 Minnesota Vikings versus the 2-4 Los Angeles Rams. I got Minnesota winning that one, even though they're going to LA, winning. 3-3 Dallas Cowboys versus the 3-4 San Francisco 49ers. You know, of course, I'm going to go for San Francisco 49ers on that. That is my team. I have to go for them. 2-5 New York Jets versus the 1-6 New England Patriots. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to get his win there. His so badly win that he wants. 4-2 Philadelphia Eagles versus the 3-4 Cincinnati Bengals. I got Philadelphia Eagles in that one, but don't be surprised for an upset on that one. 5-2 Green Bay Packers versus the 2-5 Jacksonville Jaguars. I got Green Bay on that one, of course. 1-5 Tennessee Titans versus the 5-1 Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions winning that one. 4-3 Atlanta Falcons versus 4-3 Tampa Bay. I have Tampa Bay winning that one over the Atlanta Falcons. 3-4 Arizona Cardinals versus 2-4 Miami Dolphins. I got Miami winning that one. Tua is coming back, so I got Miami Dolphins on that one. 5-2 Baltimore Ravens versus 1-6 Cleveland Browns. Baltimore Ravens winning that one. 4-3 Indianapolis Colts versus 5-2 the Houston Texans. Houston Texans winning that one, but don't be surprised with the Colts upset. 2-5 New Orleans Saints versus 3-3 Chargers. Chargers winning that one. 5-2 Buffalo Bills versus 4-3 Seattle. Seattle's winning that one. I think that was going to be an upset. They're in Seattle. Seattle's getting the upset. 4-2 Chicago Bears versus 5-2 Washington Commanders. If the Daniels plays, it's Commanders winning. 1-6 Carolina Panthers versus 4-3 Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos winning. Late night game, 6-0 Chiefs versus 2-5 Las Vegas Raiders. Chiefs winning that one. 2-5 New York Giants versus 5-2 Pittsburgh Steelers, and Pittsburgh Steelers is winning that one, in my personal opinion. And that is my breakdown for this week of NFL. Thank you guys very much for the support and the likes. I appreciate it.